Oh, yeah, by the way, they did do the big press conference with this. I guess I should probably watch this.
Look, I've been given talking points, and I don't like reading speeches, never have. But my chief of staff did put some stuff down here in writing just to make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be reading a little bit, and then we're going to open up for questions. I've been on the ground less than 3 full days. I got in here Monday. President of the United States called me Monday morning and asked me to deploy here.
Just show up.
Got here Monday evening, and I'm staying till the problem's gone.
I mean, you got to admit, man, like, they brought in the main guy. He's always been the main guy. Who looks exhausted? Yeah.
But we've made a lot of progress. A lot of progress.
Let's go. Yeah, the boss. Yes, the last boss.
Marcos Charles, he's running ICE operations here. There you go. Rodney Scott, Commissioner of Customs and Border Protection, standing here beside me.
Yeah.
Good morning. I'm Tom Holman, Border Czar for President Trump. I'm here on behalf of the President, along with U.S. Commissioner of U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Rodney Scott, and Marcos Charles, who's leading the enforcement effort here right now.
Man.
I've been on the ground since Monday. To regain law and order in the city beloved by many.
And it's been
work
working,
together
too.
to remove threats from the community.
Yep.
During the past administration, we'll all remember, more than 10 million illegal aliens entered this nation. Many were national security threats, public safety threats. We can't remember over 2 million known gotaways.
2 million?
2 million people who paid more to get away.
Holy fuck.
Why? That should scare the hell out of everybody.
Yeah.
President Trump promised American people, including the residents of Minnesota, that he would work to ensure our communities are safe. And with that, this administration is absolutely focused on identifying removal aliens that pose a public safety threat and national security threats. And the numbers prove it. The data proves it. In the past few days, I've met
anybody who bought into that bullshit about how illegal aliens don't increase the amount of crime. Like, I feel like those are the kind of people that need to check themselves into a mental institution. You got to really have you got to have somebody look into your situation.
Governor Walz, Attorney General Ellison, Mayor Fry,
yep,
numerous police chiefs and sheriffs, and I have more to meet. I'll also be continuing the dialogue with business and religious leaders in partnership with Minnesota, your communities. I'll be meeting with them.
That's another thing too, bro. Like, if I had a business out there and people were burning that shit down, I'd be fucking furious. I'd be so mad.
I want to hear what they have to say. In my meetings with
it's like they burn all my shit down, I'd be furious.
And most importantly, the governor and the AG, the Mayor Fry, we didn't agree on everything.
Yeah, I bet.
I didn't expect to agree on anything. I've heard many people want to know why we're talking to people who they don't consider friends in administration. Bottom line is you can't fix problems if you don't have discussions. I think
this is actually so reasonable. Yeah, this is great.
Come to Minnesota for photo ops or headlines. You haven't seen me. I came here to seek solutions, and that's what we're going to do.
They sent the last boss.
We've come a long way, and we got some good wins for the people of Minnesota, I think, and for the administration and for the safety and security of this city. One thing we did agree on, though, everybody I talked to agreed on, was that community safety is paramount.
Yep.
One thing we all agreed on was U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement is a legitimate law enforcement agency that has a duty to enforce the laws enacted by Congress and keep this community safe.
Man, so it's almost like they actually are law enforcement, and that bald retard that was talking shit was totally wrong. He's just mad. Man, how about that?
Like I've said many times for last several years,
damn,
even before this administration, jurisdictions that refuse to cooperate with federal immigration authorities are sanctuaries for criminals.
That's right.
Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals.
Obviously. Sanctuary cities should be illegal.
And endangers the residents of the community. To be clear, we did not agree with Minnesota state and local officials that they would be involved in immigration enforcement. I didn't ask them to be immigration.
They don't have to be, yeah.
I'm asking them to be cops working with the cops to help us take criminal aliens off the street.
Yeah, exactly.
What we did agree upon is not to release public safety arrests back in the community, and they could be lawfully transferred to ICE.
That's honestly all they needed. That's the biggest W. If they are willing to just send these fucking people as soon as they get arrested, to send them back to the fucking government, that's it. Yep. There it is. Problem fucking solved.
I'll speak more about that.
They sent the Punisher? They did.
I will highlight that the Minnesota State Prison System under the Department of Corrections have been honoring ICE detainers.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And we appreciate that important collaboration, and we're going to expand upon that.
That was easy.
That decision has made Minnesota safer.
That was real easy.
Not only for residents of Minnesota, but the men and women law enforcement. Not just ICE, all law enforcement. Rather than arresting the same public safety threat, significant public safety threat over and over again,
yep,
they agree to work with us to identify those people and remove them.
I don't see how this was ever even a conversation. Like, if you've got somebody that's getting arrested over and over and over, like, what the hell are you doing letting them back out? Out of your fucking mind.
I'm also pleased to announce...
It's like, how does that help anybody?
I had a very good meeting with Attorney General Ellison.
Mm-hmm.
And he has clarified for me that county jails may notify ICE of the release dates of criminal public safety risks so ICE can take custody of them.
Thank God.
Upon the release from the jail.
Yep.
And let me tell you,
it's crazy they weren't already doing this. That's what's crazy. I
know
can't
people are a
believe
lot
that.
concerned about the manpower has been sent in law enforcement manpower. Yeah. Look, I've said this many times before. I've said it for the last several years. Give us access to the illegal alien public safety threat and the safety and security of a jail.
That's right.
It's common sense.
It keeps the public safe, it keeps the officers safe, and it even keeps the person they're arresting safe, because now there's not the chance that something could go wrong and somebody pulls a gun or somebody gets hurt randomly. Like, it actually, like, letting these people go makes literally everyone unsafe.
It's safer for the community, it's safer for the agent, and it's safer for the alien.
Yep.
Does anything happen on a street arrest? It just makes common sense. And for the people that argue, well, we're a welcoming community because we want victims and witnesses of crime that are here illegally to feel safe to come to police without fear they're working with ICE.
Yep.
We're not going to talk to the victim and witness of crime.
You don't have anything to do with it.
There's no problem there. They should feel safe to come to police and ask for help. All we want is to talk to the person that local and state law enforcement authorities locked in a jail cell.
Yeah.
They chose to lock this person up.
The bar is on the floor.
That's who we want to talk to, the public safety
It's so obvious.
threat. So that argument is that protects victim witnesses of crime. It's a bunch of crap. Victims and witnesses of crime don't want the bad guy back in their neighborhood either.
That's why they're talking to the police, because if they were not talking to the police, they wouldn't be going out. If they didn't want to get rid of the person, they wouldn't be talking to the police to identify the person. Man, how about that?
So great progress with the Attorney General and local sheriffs. And one thing, when we have these agreements, it takes less law enforcement agents to do the job. One agent can arrest one bad guy in the safety and security of a jail where he's behind the wire. We know we don't have weapons.
Yep.
But when you normally release that public safety threat, illegal alien back in the community, we have a job to do.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to arrest him. So we're going to find him.
And that's scary.
And what happens is
dangerous.
now we got to arrest somebody on his turf. We have access to who knows what weapons.
Right.
Now we got to send the whole team out.
Yep. Think about how much money this wastes too. Like, you never really talk about this, but it's a huge factor. Like, you got all this money being spent on getting this retard wrangling, and for what? For what? Why even do this?
Cover the back door, cover the front door, officer safety reason. Then because of the hateful rhetoric and the attacks on ICE officers, now we got to send a security team behind the arrest team. So what could have been done with one person in safety and security
now it takes
jail,
like 20.
Now we got 15, 16 people out there doing it. I know that causes stress in the community. So if we get these...
It's crazy how people's empathy prevents them from even being able to see a second-order effect that's so obvious. Like, they think it's okay to let these people out, but they never think about what happens after they get let out. It's just like basic cause and effect, immediate gratification. I'm going to do the thing that makes me feel good, and it doesn't matter what happens to anybody else.
Agreements in place. That means less agents on the street. More agents in the jail means less agents in the street.
True. And they can have less agents overall. Like, I mean, if they don't need, if they can just get the people at the jail, they don't need the agents out there on the street anyway. It's simple.
This is common sense cooperation that allows us to draw down on the number of people we have here. Yes, I said it. Draw down the number of people here.
Of course.
Because we have the efficiency and safety of the jails.
That's right.
And the prison.
Makes perfect fucking sense. It is literally a win-win situation that they were holding hostage and 2 people died because of it. That's what happened.
Matter of fact, I have staff from CBP and from ICE working on a draw-down plan. What does that look like based on the cooperation? What does that look like based on how many targets we have left to find?
Simple. Too easy.
In my meetings with Governor Walz, A.G. Ellison, and Mayor Fry, as well as state and local law enforcement, again, I appreciate they all acknowledge that we do have federal immigration laws in this country that have been passed by Congress.
That's
and that
right.
ICE is, in fact, a legitimate law enforcement agency
Once again,
charged with enforcing those laws.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not making this up, folks.
Yep. You're not in Star Wars. You're not fighting the resistance. That's it. It's not Darth Vader that's in the White House that's going to go and get you.
These enforcement laws enacted by Congress. They're a federal statute. That said, I'm not here because the federal government has carried this mission out perfectly.
Yeah.
First thing I said to senior staff when I walked in here is what I told you earlier. I didn't come here looking for photo ops or headlines. I come here looking for solutions. I do not want to hear that everything's been done here has been perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever perfect. Anything can be improved on. And what we've been working on is making this operation safer, more efficient, by the book.
Man.
The mission is going to improve.
They really sent in the last boss, didn't they?
Because of the changes we're making it internally. No agency or organization is perfect. And President Trump and I, along with others in the administration, have recognized
Obama gave this guy a medal.
Improvements could and should be made. That's exactly what I'm doing here. As such, in meetings I've had with federal law enforcement managers, including ICE and CBP and other federal partners, as well as state and local officials, I have conveyed the President's expectations with regard to federal immigration enforcement efforts. We will conduct targeted enforcement operations. Targeted. What we've done for decades. When we hit the streets, we know exactly who we're looking for. Good idea where we may find them. You have a criminal history.
They're going to get
immigration history.
Yep.
A lot of information about this person that we get from numerous databases out there.
It's like you think they can read your license plate from a fucking satellite and they can't figure out where some guy who's not supposed to be here is? They know exactly where he is if they want to figure it out. These people aren't hiding their tracks. They're not using VPNs. They're not using flip phones. They're sitting there on a Samsung phone, bumming it off of, like, you know, their friend or something like that. It's so easy to find these people.
Targeted.
Yeah, it's easy.
Strategic.
Not roving bands asking for papers. Yeah, imagine that. It was never like that anyway.
That's traditionally been the case, and that's where we're going. That's what we're going to continue to do. and improve upon that. With a prioritization on public safety threats. I want to be clear. I don't read a lot of social media. I don't read a lot of media. I don't believe half what I see.
Man, he is a real one. He's a real one. Oh my God.
We are not surrendering the president's mission on immigration enforcement. Let's make that clear.
Yeah.
Prioritization of criminal aliens doesn't mean that we forget about everybody else. That's just simply ridiculous.
Yeah.
But when you have a criminal standing here and a non-criminal standing there,
Who
that
you gonna
criminal
get? Yeah,
always
duh.
should be targeted
Of course.
because he's a significant concern to the safety and security of the community.
Fucking obviously.
By
Duh.
and large, for decades, ICE and CBP have carried out their duties with integrity, professionalism, and compassion. That remains the expectation under President Trump, and I will hold our agents and officers to that standard.
And smart. Good.
I'm almost done, then Tom can be Tom. As far as the agitators, that said, I want to reiterate and make very clear. I want to make it clear. ICE and CBP officers are performing their duties in a challenging environment.
Yeah.
Under tremendous circumstances. But they're trying to do it with professionalism.
It's true.
If they don't, they'll be dealt with. Like any other federal agency, we have standards of conduct. They are sworn law enforcement officers working tirelessly to enforce our country's border security and immigration laws, protecting the interests of our country and preventing dangerous people from walking the streets of this nation when they're not supposed to be here to begin with. Men and women of ICE, I was a Border Patrol agent.
Somebody says they're surrendering. They're saying that if you riot enough, we'll back out. You need to go back to school. You need to go back to school and go to listening class. You got to learn what's going on.
I was the first ICE director came up through the ranks. I spent over 40 years doing this.
because you're not listening. That's
These
the problem.
men and women that carry that badge and gun are American patriots.
I know it's hard.
They put themselves on the
You gotta
line for
learn.
this nation every day. But I want you to remember, they don't hang their badge. They don't hang their heart on it
Go back to the
every day
learning
they come
center.
to work. They're mothers and fathers too. They're sons and daughters too.
Yep.
And if they've seen a fraction of the tragedies I've seen in my career, they take a lot of damage home to every day. The things they've seen, especially on the border with Border Patrol agents.
Mm-hmm.
People drowning in the river. Women being raped by criminal cartels. Giving CPR to a baby that was thrown in the river by the cartels because Border Patrol came too close. So let's throw the baby in the river. That way the Border Patrol was concentrating on that so I can get away. These men and women see some terrible things.
What the fuck? God damn.
But I want you to remember,
Some
they're
animals.
mothers and fathers too. Many of them are members of this community. God bless every one of them. The hostile rhetoric and dangerous
This
threats.
is why I said you can't treat them like people. You don't treat them like people. Anybody going and doing this, that's not a person. That's an animal.
And hate must stop. And we all agreed to that. All everybody met here to tell you, we got to stop the rhetoric, the hateful rhetoric that has caused an increase in assaults.
Exactly. He's right.
That has caused, because of that, have to send security teams out with arrest teams, which
calling them
surge the city
Nazis
with
and
additional
shit.
resources
The
because of the
Gestapo.
rhetoric, because of the threats, because of the assaults. Again, with the agreements we've achieved and following through the agreements, with the rhetoric dropping down, that allows us to pull more agents out.
Uh-huh.
Once we feel the environment's safer.
This is what they have in Florida and Texas all the time. Like, this is already happening.
For the last 2 months on TV, for the rhetoric to stop.
Yep.
I said in March,
We're
if
supposed
the
to be
rhetoric didn't
civilized?
stop,
Yeah.
there's going to be bloodshed. And there has been. I wish I wasn't right.
It was obvious this shit was going to happen. Everybody could have
I don't
told you
see
this shit was
anybody
going to
die.
happen.
Not officers, not members of the community, and not the targets of our operations. For the people out there who don't like what ICE is doing,
Cry about it,
if you want
bitch.
certain laws reformed, then take it up
Vote.
with Congress.
Yep, vote.
Again, ICE is making this up. They're enforcing laws enacted by Congress and signed by the President. The same laws have been on the books
50 years.
For the last 6 presidents I worked for.
Yeah.
I started with
6
President
presidents.
Reagan.
And I started with President Reagan. Holy shit.
With President Trump.
Jesus.
Every administration.
You've been around for a
we
bit.
enforce the same laws. If you don't like what ICE is doing,
Too bad, bitch.
instead of protesting this
Go vote.
building, go to protest Congress. Tell me what changes.
Yeah. They want to heckler's veto the Democratic election. That's what they want to do.
You have your First Amendment rights, I support that.
Yep.
You have the right to protest. I'm just asking you to keep it peaceful.
Don't kick out the
But
tail
threatening
lights.
law enforcement officers, engaging in impeding and obstruction and assault is never okay.
That's right.
And there will be zero tolerance.
Thank God.
You interfere, impede, assault ICE officers, you will be arrested.
I hope so. That's what they need to do.
Like I said a bit earlier, my meetings with Governor Walton Ellison and Frey, as well as state and local law enforcement,
He's talking
I
too soft,
appreciate
fuck
they
him.
acknowledge this.
No. He's the thing is that you want, like, his job is to go in here and solve the problem. It's not to force them to agree with them. It's not to bully them. It's not to push them around. It's not to try to, make them admit they were wrong. His job is to get rid of the illegal fucking aliens. That's his job. It's not about, like, I can say this, I can do this because I'm not the person up there on the stage. But, like, if I was up on the stage, I'd be hoping to be saying the same shit that he's saying. Because why are you going to go out and antagonize people when they're trying to, like, is your job really to antagonize them? No. Your job is to finish the fucking job. Like, that's what it is. You don't need aggression in every situation. Yeah. If you don't have to do that, why would you do it?
Public safety
People gotta,
should be paramount.
that's movie thinking. You're thinking like a movie again.
The chiefs I've talked to committed to responding to 911 calls when protesters turn violent, agents are in a dangerous situation, and there's assaults. They have committed to upholding public safety and responding to the needs. Not to enforce immigration law, but to keep the peace.
Yeah, of course.
With that, I call upon those officials to stand shoulder to shoulder with us to tone down the dangerous rhetoric and condemn all unlawful actions against law enforcement in the community.
The best thing they could do right now is to just come out and say that you cannot impede their operations or get in their way at all. Because they have never said that. They've always made like these ambiguous statements, but they've never just come out and said, listen, you can't do that anymore. You never were able to. And now if you do it, you're going to go to jail. Because that's what needs to happen.
There are many ways to voice
It's crazy.
your voice can be heard,
going
express
on.
your feelings, and affect change in the country without crossing
nuts.
that line. Political and other disagreements in this realm should not be at the expense of public safety or the safety of our federal law enforcement officers.
That's
in
right.
closing, I want to thank the state and local officials here in Minnesota that I met with and the many I'm going to meet with. We've had meaningful dialogue.
Notice how he doesn't say
And
ICE,
look,
it's law enforcement?
Again,
Yeah.
we didn't agree on everything, but we agreed on the things I just talked about. There's much more we can do. And I'm going to continue this dialogue. I got many more community leaders to talk to. I got many more sheriffs to meet. President Trump wants this fixed. And I'm going to fix it. With your help. I want to thank President Trump for his unwavering commitment to public safety and prosperity of every American.
Man.
Under the President's leadership, we have the most secure border in the history of this nation, which means less women are being raped, less children are dying crossing that border, less fentanyl is getting in this country to kill Americans, less known suspected terrorists are crossing that country, and we don't have 2 million unknown
Goddamn
God,
motherfucking patriot. That's right.
A secure border, we have stronger national security. A secure border saves lives. When 96% less people come in, how many women aren't being sucked up to be members of the cartel? How many people aren't dying making that journey?
Yeah.
How many
true.
Americans aren't dying of fentanyl overdoses?
Remember that game?
How many women and children aren't being sucked
Illegal Immigrant Simulator? Journey North or
The
whatever the
data
fuck?
proves it. Anybody can find that data. So God bless this great nation. God bless Minnesota. We can do better. And I think your local and state leaders meeting with me, we made some significant gains, significant coordination and cooperation, and you're going to see some massive changes occurring here in this city.
Damn.
Can you clarify Mr. Holman.
Hold on, right here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Holman, Giovanna Dell'Orto with the Associated Press. Based on how you have described these changes in the mission, can you be more specific about the objectives of Operation Metro Surge? If what you have described
The
changes
objectives?
the parameters for interior enforcement
What do you mean?
only in Minnesota or also in Maine and other places? And finally, when will you consider that those objectives will be achieved in this operation?
You got them all.
Is it in
Duh.
terms of agents on the ground, in terms of who you are targeting for arrests?
The withdrawal of law enforcement resources here is dependent upon cooperation. Like I said, one agent arresting one bad guy in jail means less agents on the street. We have some agreements. We got more to talk about how we're going to implement those agreements.
He's right.
But as we see that cooperation happen, then the redeployment will happen. Look, target enforcement operations should happen across the nation.
Yeah, duh.
That's what we've done
Of
for
course.
decades.
It's common sense.
And
obviously.
the target enforcement operation, I've done many of them. It just makes it safer for everybody. When we know exactly what we're looking for, what is his criminal history, what is his
It's like lecturing
history,
misbehaving children. Yeah, it is.
where's he live, is he in an apartment complex versus a house, has he got a known record for having weapons. It's safer for everybody. Then we know what type of resources we need to go. And, it just makes this operation cleaner, more efficient, and it's proven less violence.
Exactly.
Well, we know.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just get him before he gets you or before he causes any problems, obviously it's going to save a ton of fucking time. It's going to save money. It's going to save everything.
Exactly what we're getting into.
Of course.
And we can take the necessary
Obviously.
precautions to keep everybody safe.
Everybody knows this.
Some of the operations that I've been involved in, we know there's children.
Somebody go and send this in a chat. He said, this is the perfect example why it's always best to have a leader who has done the job. Yeah, this guy used to be a grunt. He used to be one of the orcs at the beginning of sieging Minas Tirith, and now he's the orc telling the other orcs to siege Minas Tirith. He is. He does. And now, because he knows what it's like whenever you going up those ladders, They shooting those arrows at you. It's stressful.
House based on surveillance. So we know you got to be a little bit different when you go in that house because there's going to be children present. So target enforcement operations, the way we've always done it, I think we got away from a little bit.
What's the actual experience?
And we're going to make sure we do
good
target
enough to get a
enforcement
medal from
operations.
Obama.
And look, I will say it again,
It's pretty good.
we are not surrendering our mission at all. We're just doing it smarter.
Yep.
Shimon Prokopez from CNN. Mr. Holman, how did we get here in terms of you had Greg Bovino, who
Well, so there was this fucking kid, right? And so get this. So there are these daycares. But the thing about the daycares is that
was the face of this immigration operation. The mission, as you say,
CNN,
to having border patrol agents in the interior of this country, stopping U.S. citizens, asking them for ID, creating this fear in places like Chicago and now here. And then finally, it took really the death of Alex Petty for us to get here. How did that happen? Who made the decisions to allow?
You see, like the way they ask the question, it's a question asked by. This is like the people that want to hear the answer to this question are on like a fucking anxiety medication. Like this is a question that a person that has a lot of anxiety would ask.
This
It's
kind
like a
of
mental
operation
illness question.
to proceed in this way and to create such fear.
Toxic girlfriend question?
Well,
Exactly.
look, Border Patrol, last
SSRI
version of
question.
Joe Biden, we have an open border where 10, 12,000 people a day are coming
I
across
despise
the
the
border.
media. I hate
Border
them. I
Patrol
hate
got
them.
overwhelmed, which means we sent thousands of ICE agents down there to help deal with that humanitarian crisis, to help secure the border.
Yep.
Now we have millions of people released in this nation.
I think
Many-
that also, like, one thing that he does really well is that he uses messaging that is effectively, like, it's very good at countering their messaging. Like, for example, he said the border crisis was a humanitarian crisis. He's talking about throwing babies into water to distract from drugs and stuff like that. So he's willing to use these emotional appeals in a way that I think that, Trump doesn't really do a lot. Vance doesn't do a lot. And in my opinion, like, I don't like to have to make decisions based off of that, but a lot of people think that way. They do. Don't shame mental illness. I don't shame mental illness, but I also don't want to be ruled by it.
Unvetted. Now we got to find them. Before the big
Playing
beautiful
games.
bill, we had a total just under
Being
5,000 deportation officers
Wanna hear
for
that.
millions of people, many in public safety threats. So yes, we needed Border Patrol to come and help on our mission.
Shut the fuck up.
And reason for the massive deployment is because of the threats, because of the violence. Our officers need to be protected. If I'm on an operation, an arrest team, I'm going to a house.
Yeah.
I got to be busy with that guy, the dangerous guy.
Exactly.
And I can't keep looking over my shoulder at what's happening outside the house.
At the shriek of
So
Karens.
we brought extra resources in to provide that security. And
Yep.
as I said, as we
Should never
build
happen.
down on these great agreements we got and this great understanding we have means less.
Exactly.
So we can
You
draw
don't need
down
'em.
those resources. When the violence decreases, we can draw down those resources. But based on the discussions I've had with the governor and the AG,
They aren't even
we can
dishonest.
start
No.
drawing down those resources as far as those looking for public safety threats being released and do it in the jail with much less people. So the drawdown is going to happen based on these agreements. But the drawdown can happen even more if the hateful rhetoric and the impediment and interference
Yep.
will stop.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah. None of this had to happen. None of this had to happen. That guy should still be alive.
So Border Patrol, I was a Border Patrol agent. These men and women are
Should we
patriots.
try to break Ouija out
God
of prison?
bless. God
Remind me
bless them.
after
They're
this.
here to help us. And the drawdown will come soon, depending on when this actually, I see
Yep.
this in play.
Then it happens.
But the agreements
smart-
to have alone is going to cause a significant drawdown. So you're going to see a drawdown.
Ben, go ahead.
Just on a personal,
Go ahead, Ben.
you've been doing this
Ben,
for
go
40
ahead.
years. Just
Tom
a
Homan.
follow-up.
Ben, go ahead. No, no.
First off, Ben Burkbaum, Real America's Voice News. On behalf of the American people, I just want to say thank you to you and to all of the agents that
Man.
are putting their lives on the line
That's
to
right.
go after the people that were allowed in the last administration. We watched that happen in the media, the honest
Crazy,
media,
crazy.
covered up by many of the media that are behind me. We want to say thank you
True.
and to all the men and women that are out there. Can you talk to us about what's being done with the leadership on these signal chats, on these WhatsApp chats that are organizing the attacks against you, the obstruction against you? Are we going to be arresting those individuals as well? And to the folks out there in
Yes.
America that voted for this, that want
This is
mass
what I wanna
deportations
know.
because they saw a mass invasion
Exactly.
under Joe Biden, what would you say to them? How are we going to get to that point?
First based question of the day. Absolutely unfathomably based question.
Well, first of all, about the organization and the funding of the attacks on ICE. I'm not going to answer a lot about that because I'm not going to show our hand.
He's smiling, bro. Like, oh, man. Man, that's just too bad. That's too bad. Y'all really thought you were being cute, huh?
But they'll be held accountable.
Yeah.
Justice is
Somebody
coming.
probably got into it. Yeah. Just wait, what was
They'll be
that?
held I'm not going to answer a lot about that because I'm not going to show our hand. But they'll be held accountable. Justice is coming.
Justice is coming. All right.
Again,
All right.
we got to all remember why the questions we've seen and why we're here. What started this?
Yeah.
4 years of an open border
Exactly.
where millions of people are letting
Yeah.
this country unvetted.
Why are you here? Why are
Remember,
you here
let's not
trying to
forget
solve
for
the
4
problem
years we were told the
created?
border secure.
Yeah.
4 years we were told the border secure, and we all knew it wasn't. And I want this to be a positive thing we're doing here today.
Yeah, it should be. It is.
I also want to remember the politicians
Obviously it
are
is.
continually attacking us. Where were they the last 4 years
Yep.
when the number of women and children sex trafficking went all-time high? Where were they when 250,000 Americans died from fentanyl coming across the border? Where were they when women and children are dying making that journey? Where were they where over 4,000 families making that journey died? Historic record.
Holy shit.
Where were they? Not a word.
Because they don't give a fuck about these people. They just want to use them as political capital. They don't care if they die or not. They don't care if they get raped or not. They don't care if people get overdoses or not. They just want to import a voter base and then try to legitimize it. That's it. That's all they want to do.
Now we're just trying to respond to what happened the last 4 years and
Yep.
keeping this country safe.
Oh,
And we're arresting a lot of public safety threats, take them off the
Sitting
streets,
there,
which
big
make this
homes,
country
yep.
safer. Keep 'em- President
yeah, it's
Trump,
like Tim Walz is out there with a loudspeaker over his fucking gated fucking house. Oh, go out there and die for me. Go out there and fucking fight. Don't stop fighting. Use your First Amendment right to punch an officer.
promise to make this country safe again.
What an
And
idiot.
that's what we're doing. But my
What a dumb bitch.
2.5 days up here, we made a lot of progress. I think everybody agrees on the criminal and public safety threats.
Yeah.
They agree it's much safer and easier to arrest an alien in a facility than send a whole team out in the field
Duh.
that's going to draw
Duh.
anger. Because now we got to send a
Obviously.
bunch of people to do something that could have been done by 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
And I've said this for years. I have no ill will to anybody in Minnesota.
Yeah.
All the people I
I
talk
do.
to.
I do. I hate him.
We're never going to agree on
I hate
everything. We have different
Hey,
philosophies
those
and
officials,
different
I
opinions on
do. I hate
immigration, but we all agree this is a way to go to reduce safety, reduce crime, not reduce safety, reduce crime, and increase safety for our operations. More people in the jail means less people on the street.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple math.
It's pretty
Lana
ob-
Zach, CBS News. Everybody I've spoken with agrees that if somebody has a violent criminal history and is a
Yeah.
fugitive, they don't want them as their neighbor.
Well,
But
they
when-
obviously don't agree. They don't agree because like they don't want them as their neighbor, but do they care if they're somebody else's neighbor? That's the question.
You're talking about a targeted operation.
They want to sign you up for their problems.
Are you talking about targeting people whose crime is coming to this country? Or is it a more specific definition now?
All operations will be targeted, but the prioritization are going to be criminal aliens, public safety threats,
Duh.
and national security threats. I've met with Marcos.
And this is
his-
what he was saying this for 2 years. Like he's been saying this the whole time. Like this has always been the idea. Like some people are saying, "Oh, they're backing down." They said this before the election even was over.
staff. We got to allow them. We got to allow them to keep us busy. So that would be our focus.
But that is enough that's what, there is not going to be
CNN
a
dumb
focus on
journalists?
people
Yeah.
who have no other crimes except for their
If
status.
you're in the country illegally, you're never off the table. But privatization doesn't mean you forget, but you forget about everybody. So let me say this: if the message we send is you can enter this country illegally, it's a crime. Don't
Yep.
worry about it. You can have your due process, show up in court, not show up in court, get ordered removed. Don't worry about it. Unless you commit a serious crime,
Yeah.
you're good to go. If that's the message we send to the world,
You
you
can't
never
have
will
that.
fix this problem.
It's gonna be
The
chaos.
most vulnerable people in the world will make that dangerous journey like they did under Joe Biden administration.
Yep.
Over 4,000 aliens died making that journey. And again, a significant increase in sex trafficking. Because when they did that and opened those borders up saying, we're not going to detain you, we're going to give you free health care, we're going to fly you to the city of your choice, put you in a free hotel room, give you 3 meals a day, and give you work authorization, we're just going to bring you in. And
Yep.
when they did that, they sent a message to the whole world, you can come and do this. And what happened? They overwhelmed the men and women of the Border Patrol, where many days 70% of agents were pulled off that line. 70%. You don't think the criminal
Jesus.
cars had a field day with that?
He's getting mad.
They created gaps for the cartels
Yep.
do their activity. And that's why you've seen the rise in fentanyl overdose. That's why you saw the rise in sex trafficking. The
Benzing
2
has to
million
play
plus
common
known
sense to them.
gotaways,
I know.
why did they pay more to get away? Why didn't they pay less? Turn yourself in, get
Yep.
released within 24 hours. You get a free airline ticket to the city of your
Yep,
choice.
and they give
We're
you
gonna give
money.
a free hotel room, and we'll give you free food and free medical
That's
care.
right.
And you're going to get work authorization in 6 months. Why did 2 million people choose to pay more, not to
Yep.
take advantage of that giveaway program? They didn't want to be vetted. They didn't
Yep.
want to be fingerprinted. That scares the hell out of me. And it does still.
That's a
The
lot of
Trump
people in the
administration
country causing
with
problems.
ICE and Secretary Noem and Marco Rubio and the intelligence community, Tulsi Gabbard, we're all working together to try to identify who these people are. And we've already found many of them. But it's hard work to
Americans
do.
aren't
But
even
there,
treated that
there
good?
are
Yeah,
national
we're just
security
trying to get
threats
rid of
walking
them.
this nation because of the last administration.
Just want to get rid of them,
And
man.
they are one of our main priorities, too.
Thank you. Can you please be specific about how many ICE and how many Border Patrol agents are currently operating in the state?
What?
I think we're near 3. 3,000.
3,000 people?
There's been some rotations.
Yeah.
Another
Secretary
thing I witnessed when I
Gnome?
came here, I'll share this with you.
Not Gnome.
I met with a lot of people, a lot of the agents.
It's a different name.
They've been in theater. Some of these people have been in theater for 8 months. So there's going to be rotations of personnel.
Yeah, of course.
Hopefully less now that we have some agreements. Maybe we can make it more efficient and safe. But they've been in theater a long time, and so there's rotations happen all the time to get people out here and go home, get some rest, and see their families. Day after day, can't eat in restaurants. Day after day,
Yep.
having people spit on you and blow whistles at you.
Yeah, it's
day
awful.
After day, having all these threats at you. Day after day, having people trying to interfere with
Trying
you.
to find where you
day
live.
after day.
Identify
they're
you.
human.
Yeah.
So we've got to rotate these people,
Smart.
and we've already rotated some. But my main focus now is drawdown, based upon the great conversations I've had with your state and local leaders. Again, I'm not a fool. I'm not walking away without seeing this put in place. But I take the word of the people I met with. I think they're honest, and I think they're good brokers, that they want public safety protected, and they also want what's happening in the city to go away. And that's my goal.
It seems like it's so obvious, right?
Mueller Newsmax.
It's so
the new
logical.
video of Alex
So
Preddy is
logical.
now circulating.
Oh, here
the
we go.
reaction to that, and do you think law enforcement could have played a role
Yep.
if, like, let's say, Minneapolis police were able to respond to that? Have those top law enforcement officials said they'll help
Yep.
or do anything to help these agents who are out here?
I'm not going to
Yeah, I
comment.
mean they should, right? And I don't think he doesn't want to say that because he doesn't want to put them in a situation that makes them look bad, right? So someone's getting mad in chat. We haven't pulled anybody up today, and watch anything right wing propaganda try and debate on stream. I don't debate people. I just don't debate people, like, in general. Like I don't like doing that or anything else. So, like, what about this you think is wrong? Detaining citizens and keeping there for days? They can absolutely detain you. ICE can legally detain you, and they can legally arrest you. You know that, right? I'll give this person, you have the right to deny their access. You have the right to deny their access. They still break that. You don't have the right. You have to comply with the federal officer if they have a search warrant or something like that, which in a lot of cases they do have a search warrant, and it is signed by a judge. They absolutely do. Like, this is it. Access denied. It's not even, none of what you're saying is true. It's an abuse of power done by untrained individuals. This whole idea of untrained individuals, this is a Reddit tier fantasy. It is. The person that killed Alex Preddy was an officer for 8 years. The guy that killed Renee Good was hired by Obama in 2014 after being a prior veteran. The idea that these people are untrained is bullshit. It's just not true. I don't know why you'd even say something that's so verifiably bullshit. What an idiot. Total Reddit mind.
On any of these shootings, I said from day one, I said on any of these shootings,
Yeah.
as a career law enforcement officer, we'll let the investigation roll out,
Yeah,
let
investigate
the
it, figure it out.
investigation play out, and let it go where it goes. I'm not going to come out and make any comments that I think is right, wrong. Do
Yeah.
I have an opinion? Yeah. My personal opinion, but I'm not going to share that with you.
Damn.
I'm going to tell you, let the investigation play out and see where it goes. But
That's professional. It's good that he does
again,
that.
the president, one of the words he said to me when I came up here, he said he didn't want to see anybody die.
Nobody wants it. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The less interference, the less rhetoric, the less,
Yep.
there's just, I have buried Border Patrol agents and I buried ICE agents throughout my career, and the saddest thing I ever done is hold hand a folded flag to a wife or a child.
Yeah, it sucks.
I don't want to see anybody die, even the people we're looking for. I don't want to see anybody die. And despite what people think of Tom Homan, I say a prayer every night that everybody goes home safe.
Man.
This isn't good. But I think my conversations the last 2.5 days are leading us to a safer community. Letting ICE officers operate in the safety and security of a jail more than on the street. I think anybody here with common sense would say it's safer to arrest a public safety threat
In a jail rather
than the
than at their
safety
house.
and security of a jail.
Yeah, that's right.
And let me tell you, what is that going to result in? Less collateral arrests.
Yep.
When we go find that bad guy, when we find that bad guy, many times it's with others. Well, guess
Yep.
what? They're in the country illegally. We're going to force immigration law. We're
AOE
coming too.
damage. That's right.
You want less collateral arrest? Less from the jail. But we're going to force immigration law. For
Common
people
sense,
that
ain't that
saying
common?
we're here to
Yeah.
surrender our authority and the mission of enforcing immigration
Guy
law.
needs a
you are
vacation once
wrong.
he's done.
We're going to do
I bet he
targeted
loves his
enforcement
job. I bet
operations,
this is the
and we're
vacation.
going to prioritize
He's probably happy.
the public safety threats and national security threats. That is what we're here to do.
Sir, no more questions.
Man.
No more questions, guys. Thank you.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I think he cooked. He really did. Like, I'm so glad that we have this guy, and I think that the way that he talks about it is probably the best way, because he does it in a matter of fact. He's never antagonistic about it at all. He talks about it in emotional language that I think is, like their kryptonite, right? Is like, as they use emotional language, and you're using their spells against them, right? And yeah, he's very good. I think this guy's great, man. He is. And Trump made a great decision putting this guy in this position. And I think he made a great decision putting this guy over in Minnesota. I think so. Absolutely. And you're in an echo chamber, Asmon. Here are also some verifiably false claims that I saw on Reddit. Isn't that sad, man? Some of these people, I don't know how they're so stupid. It really, that's honestly, it's so shocking to me that somebody could be that dumb.